name is Temola Alade. I'm the editor-in-chief of Efizi.com. We're speaking to entrepreneurs within the UK, small-sized businesses, big businesses, and how their businesses are doing. What does Worldwide Link, what does it stand for? What do you do?
Well, thanks, Mr. Alade of Efizi. We as Worldwide Link organization has been registered in the United Kingdom by United Kingdom Company House to trade as an air and sea freighting company all over the world. That is to say that we provide cargo services to Africa, to Asia, to part of Europe, and also some part of South American countries. And we also provide the sea freighting services, that is shipment of cargoes, containers, lorries, cars, etc., to other parts of the world. Worldwide Link has come to be for close to 3 years now, trading as with that trademark Worldwide Link, and we've also been able to provide other services such as international money transfer services to clients. We've also provided procurement services, buying of machineries, materials for some of our clients back in Africa. I also provide the online services which we have just launched with Nigeria. That is to say that people can log on through our website to buy things from AGHOLOR, from different organizations in the UK without fear of not getting some of those of their products. This is what we are building on, and that is what Worldwide Link is all about. And it's about linking the whole world together with services we provide. Thank you.
Yeah, and I know this kind of business can be time-consuming and can be very, very challenging. What actually motivated you to go into this kind of business? You know, I mean, there are other businesses you could have, you know, wanted to go into. So what really motivated you to go into this kind of business?
Yeah, motivation and drive is the key word we use when you come into the kind of business we're into, because every day you face a lot of challenges, you face a lot of trying time that makes you think, am I in the right business? So my motivation came from the background of being an exporter, an international exporter about 10 years ago, taking things back to Africa. With all that knowledge I put together to start up my air and sea freighting company, Worldwide Link. Why? Because many of us agents then could not provide the kind of services I required or what I paid for. So those are what that motivated me into bringing Worldwide Link into play to compete with some of these other freighting companies and provide the required service most exporters want. That is my motivation, providing services to most exporters.
So obviously you must be facing a lot of challenges in this business. Can you briefly tell us some of those challenges that you, as a cargo businessman, what are those challenges that you face?
Yeah, in every business you must face the tooting period, especially when you are starting up with a very limited capital base, and trading with our kind of clients we have. We appreciate our client, but the way we do things back as Africans is quite different from the more developed world. So this brings a lot of pressure into the business we are into, because it's a business of trust and integrity. If you don't have trust in you, they cannot do business with you. And what we are saying here, people bring all kinds of things, materials that are worth thousands of pounds to you, and also paying you money to take those things. So it has a lot to do with parting. If they have to part with their goods and their money, they need to trust you. So that is where the pressure comes from. So any miscalculation about time of delivery, you face all manners of insults or mistrust and accusation and all that. So those are the pressure we get in the business we're into. And back in Africa also, we face a very terrible situation where the government is trying to say everything cargo that comes into Africa are contraband, when they are not, because their customs are not well trained. We have problem of delay, we have problem of theft, people's things are broken into while on sea. We have problem in this airport area where agent cannot bring out cargoes at the right timing. We have problem of delivery, but these are what makes us to be in business. These are the problem we are trying to solve. We have problem of taking cargo from here, especially most African countries, airline not being able to reach some African nations. And by the grace of God, we are speaking to airlines so that we can develop a business relationship with them, whereby they can carry much more of our services home on a weekly basis.
Okay. So what's your vision? Where do you see Worldwide Link in the next couple of years?
Yeah. When you talk about vision, at the moment we've not even able to cover 5% of our markets reach, because you're talking about, just taking Nigeria for an instance, we have close to about 1 million Nigerians living in the United Kingdom. Don't talk about Europe. So there's a large market in this business, but we are developing our services, developing integrity and trust, so people can believe in much more in us. We start opening up other outlets. We have outlets in Thamesmead, we have outlets in Erith, we have outlets in Gillingham. We start talking in Plumstead and Woolwich area. In a very short time to come, let's say in the next 5 years, we should be able to have as much as 50 outlets in the UK, and that's what we are driving at, that we can be able to have our own airline, chartered airlines.
Okay. Obviously, so many people will be looking up to you, people who want to go into this sort of business. What's your advice for them?
Yeah, I want to say, if you want to go into business, money shouldn't be the motivating factor. Of course, you are bound to be paid for what you are doing. As the Bible says, a workman is worthy of his wages. But you have to make sure that service is the foundation. If people don't buy your service, you can't get the money. So we have to go down to the core basics, providing the right service that people will appreciate, service that people will buy from you. So what is motivating us in this business is because we want to reach out with the kind of services that we have not that people have not been able to provide. And that's why we are in business. That's why day in and day out we are having clients coming to us. So if you are starting up in a business, like, you shouldn't think about you coming just there to make money or grab money. And you have to know that in starting up business, your daily life matters. What do people say about you? Do people trust you? Can people entrust you with things? Because this is a business. It's not buying of products. It's about service. It's about people leaving their money, leaving their goods with you. So you have to continue to build a life of integrity that people can entrust you. We have clients sending money from Africa to us here without even knowing us. We buy goods to them, we send it off, and they get it, and they log recommendation. So that's what's making us grow. So you must be willing to pay the price of integrity and trust and discipline. And believe with that, the sky will never be a limit for you. That's why we say to anyone that is aspiring to go into our kind of business or other businesses you want to go into in the future.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today.